Okay, welcome to my channel. I speak about everything related to the subconscious mind that I call mind power magic. Now, the subconscious mind is your best friend. It could also be your worst enemy if it's programmed to be against you, or even if it's just left to its own devices. Why? Because of the power of suggestion. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the power of suggestion. So I'm asking you to watch the entire video because I'm going to give you a tool, technique that you can use to help give yourself empowering suggestions. You're also going to be a little bit more aware of the suggestions that influence your subconscious mind. So let's begin. What is suggestion? Suggestion is really just anything that is taken in by the subconscious mind, any idea that's taken in by the subconscious mind, whether it's coming from you or whether it's coming from your parents, whether it's coming from society, advertising, your friends, whatever it is. It's any idea that's been accepted in your mind without you being aware of it. And then what happens is the mind then takes it on as if it's its own. So, you hear people repeating ideas or parroting things that didn't come from them, but they've accepted it. Or a simple idea is, have you ever heard a song on the radio and you really couldn't stand the song, or you thought the song was stupid, but they keep playing it over and over and over again, and then soon you start, bopping your head to it, and then all of a sudden you're mouthing the words, and then you start to like it. That is because the song has been suggested so many times to your mind that your mind finally accepted it. And in reality, that's how suggestion works. If you understand this principle, then you can use it to your advantage and use it to program your mind and protect yourself from being programmed by ideas you don't want. So it's very important that you take control of your mind. It is the only thing that you have that's, you're born by yourself. You're born alone and you die alone by yourself. So you need to take care of yourself and your mind, and don't rely on anybody else or anything else, or else you will be influenced by other people. So suggestion, back to that topic. Don't think a suggestion is just words. Suggestion, like I said, is any idea. Really, ideas are just symbols, and your subconscious responds to symbols. This is how advertisers do their thing. They use a symbol, which is their product, and they associate to another symbol such as status, fun, excitement, sex, or whatever it is, whatever things that we know excite us, and they link their product to these ideas. They do it through repetition. You see a commercial every day, the same commercial, and in 1 hour they'll show that same commercial like 10 times. So what are they doing? They're making use of this principle of continuous emphasis on an idea, using things that they know the subconscious responds to. And the funny thing is, you may not think that it affects you. Like I tell people, you may see that commercial for a burger, and you may not think that burger is affecting you. Like, they can't get to me. Well, that's your conscious mind speaking. But they're not aiming it towards your conscious mind because they know your conscious mind doesn't run you. Your subconscious mind runs you without you knowing it. Controls your thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and actions. All they want to do is plant that idea into your mind. So the next time you drive by that burger shop, you get triggered. And then you may feel a little nudge, within you saying, hey, you know what, let me just go get some fries there. Or you know what, I feel for a burger, I feel for whatever. You think it's coming from you, but it's not coming from you. It's coming from that idea that was implanted in. Plus you may smell it. So you drive by that and they make sure you smell the fries or the burgers in some places. So already that triggers you because it smells good. And then you drive in and then bam, that's how it works. So if you want to empower yourself, you want to use these programs for you, because your unconscious really runs the show. Your conscious mind doesn't. I'll give you an example of how powerful your unconscious mind is. I was driving on the highway and the cars are actually starting to slow down. all of a sudden a car hit me from behind on the rear in the side, but spun around, came in front of me and slammed into the car in front of me. Then I found myself, you know what I'm saying, spiraling towards the car, and that car coming towards me. I don't know what happened, but I found myself steering out of the way of that oncoming car, maneuvering around other cars that were on the highway, and safely parking on the side. What ended up happening was a whole bunch of cars ended up being involved in an accident. Luckily, my car wasn't really damaged that much, and I was pretty much safe. I don't even know how I did that, because everything was moving in slow motion. And my conscious mind was going nuts. It was like, oh my gosh. It was like panicking. But something took over me. It was like I was in my body, but I wasn't. And I was able to slowly maneuver. Well, it felt like it was slowly, but really it was moving really fast. And it safely maneuvered me. It's like it knew what was going to happen before it happened. And it took control of my body, my nerves, and it just directed me out of the way. Now, spiritual people say, well, you know, that's your higher self. That's whatever it was. It works through your subconscious, through that aspect of yourself that is really in control of your thoughts, feelings, behaviors. And the problem is, most of the time, our conscious mind interferes with that process. And normally, the conscious mind's too involved, and because it is not the advanced part of you, it's merely the part that plans, decides, analyzes, takes action on things. But it's not that powerhouse that can see all the possibilities. It's not that part of you that can attract things to you, that can manifest things for you. It tries to get too involved, and that's when people aren't able to react. That day convinced me of the power that I have within me. I was like, wow, if I could do that, what else could I do? I safely navigated myself out of what would have been probably a horrible accident, and got me in that safe area unscathed. So, and I'm sure you heard stories of that. You've heard maybe moms, picking up something heavy because their child was trapped under it, getting these supernatural abilities, and they don't know how they did that. And I have other stories of that. But what I'm saying to you is, if you develop the power to program your mind through suggestions, your mind can start to work on things you want on your life automatically, outside your awareness, without you even realizing it, without your conscious mind knowing how to do it, because your conscious mind doesn't know how to do it. And it can really move mountains for you, just like it did for me that day. It just took control, handled the situation perfectly, got my mind out the way, and I was safe. My conscious mind had to catch up. It was like, whoa, what happened? Like it already took care of the problem. And that's what it could do for you. Problem is, people don't know how to do it, or they give up. And that's one of the things when you are using this technology of programming your mind and trying to, work on yourself. It's not an overnight thing. It's not by tomorrow or the next week, you're gonna, move these mountains. It is a steady, progressive buildup of power. And a lot of times you have to unlearn or undo things that you might have picked up that was blocking your power. I will tell you, if you stay at it though, you will see this power working for you. So the first thing is not to give up, is to stay the course, is to be steady. This is why advertisers use repetition. They stay the course. They continually send their messages and their ideas into your subconscious mind. They don't do it once. They don't do it for a week and give up. They continually do it. And this is the mindset you need to have. Now, I want to talk to you about different types of suggestions. There are different types of suggestions out there. It's not just words. You are being suggested, you're giving yourself suggestions, and you're giving other people suggestions all the time through your symbolic actions, through pictures, and through things that you see, things that you do. I'll give you an example. I had a wallet, an old wallet, a couple years back, and I remember my wife was on my case to get rid of this wallet. And for some reason, I was just attached to this old wallet. And she's like, let it go. It's getting old and worn out. And then I thought of it, and I'm like, she's right. What message am I sending to my mind, to myself, by carrying this old wallet? Would somebody with complete abundance flowing hold on to this? And I immediately got rid of it. I got a better wallet, and I understood the message that she was giving me. It was a brilliant message. You've got to pay attention to the messages you're sending yourself. You've got to control the symbols that speak to your mind. You've got to give yourself powerful symbols of abundance, of, feeling good, of feeling powerful, of joy, of happiness, of knowing that life is good for you. You've got to surround yourself with these symbols. People do that in the form of vision boards, little sayings and stuff like that. But you should also carry things with you. In ancient times, we often look back in ancient people and think they were superstitious, think they, were just filled with crazy ideas. They didn't know what they were doing. And that's not true. If you look back at a lot of the practices that they were doing, they were very scientific. They were very sound, very powerful, and they worked. That's why some of these ideas have lasted for thousands of years. One of them is, if you notice around the world, in any religion, in most religions and cultures, people carry symbols on their body in the form of a cross if you're a Christian, in the form of maybe rings, amulets, sayings, whatever it is. People will carry a so-called sacred object on their body or on their person, because they know that, well, maybe they don't know right now, but originally the ancients knew that these symbols send messages to yourself. And when you carry it around and you consistently wear it, especially if you're doing it with power, with knowledge, you are consistently sending a repetitive, powerful symbol to your mind, and it's getting that idea. So just having these symbols on you, carrying it with you, is a consistent reminder, a consistent message, a consistent command that you're sending to your mind, and it will respond. It will respond. So you gotta choose what you are sending, what messages you're sending to yourself. Start carrying things around you that give you power. Put things in your car, things in your wallet. Wear symbols of power and abundance and joy that uplift you. Keep things in your home that, especially before you go to sleep. Let that be the last thing you see and the first thing you see when you wake up. This is how you begin to restructure the mind. If you notice, some of the most advanced civilizations, all they did was surround themselves with symbols of power. If you look at the Egyptians, their temples just consistently reminded them that they were creating heaven on earth. Their bodies were filled with symbols of power, down to the soles of their feet, right? Down to their cups were decorated and adorned, it wasn't just for fashion, but it contained symbols of power. The makeup they wore contained meanings and symbols of power. Everything they did had meaning and power. So that's my message to you. Send consistent symbols to yourself and give them meanings to you, and carry them with you. Put them on you. Look at them daily. Affirm that to yourself, and you'll start to change and restructure the old ideas in your mind. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be doing more videos on the mind, getting a little bit more in depth on this topic. Again, you can contact me for my class on mind power, which I cover a lot of the things related to the subconscious mind. I go in depth. I give you practical methods, techniques. Got great testimonials from it. And you can also check out my Patreon if you want to become a monthly member, and you can get videos that I don't post online, videos that get actually into how-to and specifics of programming yourself and removing blocks. All right, so connect with me, link me, and you will empower yourself. Peace.